Yo, I am VaiN Sensei, and this is VaiN Devito, and welcome to GamerVision, where we cover topics related to content creation, gaming communities, streaming, new releases of games, and much, much more.
Y'all, on today's episode of GamerVision, man, we got some things coming up for y'all. We definitely going to be going over our Summer Game Fest highlights, reaction from yesterday, and talk about some of our favorite things that we had over there popping off. We'll also be discussing the fire that Twitch has set over there to their platform. And then we're going to be also talking about how Kick is looking to revolutionize the game of content creation and you know, just kind of take things a step further and possibly really be the man to, I guess, kind of put Twitch out of its misery at this point. Like, I mean, come on, you know, that's crazy over there. And we'll also be discussing a little bit about what's going on with Nickmercs and Activision pulling his bundle out of the store. That's definitely insane.
Definitely insane.
Pretty spicy.
We definitely got a jam-packed episode for you guys here today, and we're definitely excited to have you all here. If you guys aren't already, make sure you follow us on all social media at VaiN Esports org.
Oh,
You already know.
oh.
You can follow us at VaiN Esports org to stay up to date with all the latest content, and well, not all of our content and all of VaiN Esports news and the stuff that we do. And then you can also check me and Vito out on social media. Me at Sensei Finito and Devito, of course, at VaiN Devito. You guys should already know. Actually, we should probably change our names in here to that so we can just have that pop up. I'll change my at here in a second.
Okay.
I think it's in the settings where, or your name, like where your name is next to the camera. That's where it is. It says edit name.
Next to the camera?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There you go. So just put your at right there. So you guys can follow us and stay up to date with all of the stuff that we're doing. What's up with the Weiss? How you doing? My guy Weiss says, yo. I hope you're having a good day today, my G. Hope everybody's having a good day today. It's Friday, bro. It's VaiN Day. You feel me? Yeah, the at so they can get to us on the Twitter Rooskies.
On the Twitter Witter.
On the Twitter Witter. You feel me? Follow us. There you go. Follow us on Twitter for sure. We always posting the stuff that we're doing as well. We got a lot of stuff that we be doing and it be going on. You feel me? But man,
I'm excited, man. But make sure y'all also drop into the Discord, man. I don't know if we got that link ready for y'all, but make sure y'all pop into the Discord, join up in there, check out what we got going on. There's a lot of stuff we always got going on, especially things like our community nights. You know what I mean? We will sometimes put out announcements for community nights for everybody to just kind of join up, hang out, maybe play some Monopoly, some poker. You know what I'm saying? Tonight, I think we're on Fall Guys.
Yep, that's
right. You know what I mean? We definitely do, randomizations of games. We've done Brawlhalla. We've done a lot of things in there so far. So make sure y'all drop in there and come check us out. Check out what we got going on and join the org, join the fam. You know what I'm saying? Come be a part of the
family. That's right.
Yes, sir.
That's right, man. But what are we getting into first, my brother?
I think that we should go on ahead and, you feel me, see what's going on with the Summer Game Fest highlights. Let's talk about that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's something that could really, get this popping and get it cracking up in here.
Exactoids, man. If you guys don't know, we did do a watch party for Summer Game Fest yesterday, which is up on VaiN Esports, the channel. You guys can definitely go check that out right now. And we just were kind of reacting to all the trailers that they were dropping, right? Like they were dropping trailers one after trailer. We honestly
just didn't let us talk.
We could discuss anything. It just kept going, and it was wild.
It was insane. I couldn't believe it, and they started off crazy too.
Yeah, they did start off crazy.
Started off crazy.
Was what? Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 1,
Prince of Persia, and then Mortal Kombat, or was it Mortal Kombat and then?
No, it was they started off with Mortal Kombat. Like it was just Mortal Kombat 1.
I was like, no way, they're doing the Mortal Kombat trailer
because we were running a little behind. They definitely had that going down over there. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, yo, can we get a commercial break just to kind of give our thoughts? It was like, G.
Facts, yeah. There was no what? You broke out a little bit.
I said they were like, nah, take this 1 minute Samsung ad.
Facts, man. And we're gonna give you 3 of them in a 2-hour period. Everything else is gonna be nothing but content, baby.
Facts.
And they were breezing through it. The Weiss is asking, was the Mortal Kombat trailer in it? Yeah, that was the first thing for sure. And it was awesome. Like, it was incredible. I could not believe it. We were both like, holy shit. We had to watch it back again afterwards because we definitely didn't get to watch the
for sure missed some parts.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
And then
Yeah, we for sure
on the
missing
replay,
parts.
we definitely appreciated it so much. Like it was so much more than we did the first time. I think that was.
Facts.
I think it was a great trailer as well. Definitely gave a lot of story plots, I guess you can say, building up a lot of the story of what's going on there. I just really appreciated that whole thing that they gave us. But yeah, yo, that was dope. And
What?
oh my bad. Go ahead, bro. What?
No, no. I was just gonna say one thing that music had brought up yesterday, or so,
Oh yeah. Mike
uh,
Beasley.
Mike B. Yeah, one thing that Mike B had brought up yesterday was that they brought back a lot of the classic,
Oh
gameplay, a lot of
yeah.
the classic feel for everything, and they did add in some new things that I kind of like too. Like I kind of like they added in like that team tag type feel, but it's not really team tag. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
It's
that's
like,
right. I forgot. That's the first time that mechanic is being introduced, huh? So basically, if you guys don't know, you're able to now, like Vito said, you're able to basically tag in somebody else with you. But I don't think they have their own separate health bar or anything like that. You can't
nope.
tag them in to fight with you, but it's part of your combo set. So say me and Vito are fighting each other, and I'm Sub-Zero, and I also have Scorpion as my backup, right? I can punch Vito, I can hit Vito with a combo, and then all of a sudden have Scorpion come out of nowhere and continue that combo, and then I can jump back in and continue the combo as well. I don't know if that's something you can use to reset like the combo before that, because I know that when it comes to Mortal Kombat, there is a whole bunch of intricate controls for that game for sure. But
Oh yeah,
I think Mike Beasley had also said that they brought back some of the some OG characters for the backup,
they did.
Finishers and stuff like that. I don't know if that's what you had said before. And then there was
Yep.
something else OG that they had brought back, but that I can't think of right now. But they're basically kind of giving a complete reboot to the Mortal Kombat franchise as we know it. And they're starting over from the beginning, the same way that they did with the newest movie and the animated movie that they came out with at least like 2 or 3
I
years
still
ago.
haven't seen that. I still haven't seen the animated movie, but I did watch the live action on Max, since it's not HBO Max no more. On Max.
You know what's crazy is I haven't seen that either, but that trailer blew up on Marvel Bros. That trailer reaction blew all the way up for the live action one, yo. It was insane. We got
yeah, we might have to watch that together.
Chat. Oh yeah, we might have to watch it in the chat for real. We can do that in Discord maybe. Jump in Discord and watch that thing, or you're gonna have to pull up and we're gonna have to watch it.
That's what I was thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, what up, Marvel Bros? What's up with this Samurai? What's up with the Gamble? How y'all doing, man? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day.
A bang tiddly tastic day.
I knew you was about to say it, yo.
You knew it.
Let us know if
you
guys
seen it coming.
Summer Game Fest and what your favorite thing was from Summer Game Fest. I think some of the highlights that we were talking about yesterday were definitely the one what we were just talking about. Of course, Mortal Kombat. Shit.
The other one was a Throne and something.
Oh yeah, Throne in.
I don't Throne and something.
Yeah, Throne and it was like,
but it's free to play.
Bones or something, and it was
something like that.
It was Throne and Bone, baby. Throne and Liberty. That's what it's called. Throne and Liberty.
That is what it was called.
So Throne and Liberty is a I believe it was an MMORPG where you're able to also. You're fighting, and you can also transform your character into different people. I called it the most ambitious game that they had yesterday. It definitely was. Yeah, you can transform into different animals. They showed a shot where the character was running, jumped off of a cliff, turned into a bird, and then flew away. And we were like, what the hell is going on? And then there was another trailer, another part of the trailer where a dude was fighting, and then he turned into a wolf and kept fighting. So there was a lot of crazy things going on with that. I don't know if you guys are RPG players.
I think
it's not a top.
I think my favorite part of that trailer
was the third person. Person, right?
It was third person. Yeah, and I think my favorite part of that trailer too was where they had the I think it was a girl had an axe and she like charged it up with some kind of energy. It was like a purple energy, and she threw it. And it hit whatever they was fighting. I was like, oh shit. And then I think that's just where it just got like where it just kept progressively getting better as the
Yeah.
trailer went on.
Yeah.
It was insane.
After we watched it, after we saw that trailer, we had looked it up on Steam, and Devito's opinion changed a little bit on it because it did look a little grainy from the pictures. But also, to be fair, Vito hasn't played a lot of those RPG type of games like we talked about, right, bro? So my guy was like, I'm not sure if this is how this shit is supposed to look, but
And
it ain't.
two, it's a free to play, so I couldn't really be too upset about it.
That's
You know
facts.
what I'm saying? Like, and it was just a trailer. It was a lot of cinematics going on, but the gameplay that they did show was just like,
It did
oh,
look really
snap.
good.
You know what I mean? Like, I hope that this is actually like this and not like they're just
I hope we don't
using
get
this to get us right. Exactly. Because if it was any justice to it, I hope that the trailer wasn't like I hope that the trailer wasn't to get us to just play it, and based on those pictures, that's what we're really gonna see instead of what we saw in the trailer.
I understand what you're saying. I think it's gonna be pretty damn good. But again, very ambitious. Most ambitious game that they showed us. If they can actually tackle all the shit that they want to. Actually, that game and the Ocean game, I think, are the two most ambitious games that we saw yesterday, just because that Ocean game had it was just beautiful. And I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna look like that on everything that people play it on. You know what I mean? So
you just never know.
But those look
dope.
Never know. What else did we like? Oh, Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2 looked good.
Alan Wake 2.
How did you feel
Alan
about
Wake
that
2
one, brother?
did look good. That made me want to play the first Alan Wake.
Oh, okay.
That Alan Wake 2, I liked it. I liked the trailer. I liked the gameplay. I think we got more gameplay than we did a trailer, but the gameplay was enough to be a trailer, basically.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, I think I really liked it. I think that the Alan Wake actually looked better than the Resident Evil trailer that we reacted to a while ago.
Yeah.
On GamerVision, actually.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like the similar mechanics, similar things going on. We saw the Deer Bruh. The Deer Bruh had a man bruh behind it.
Facts. That's facts.
You know what I mean? I have a lot of high expectations for that game, and I think that those expectations will definitely raise once I play the first one.
Yeah, I agree. And they also showed us that there will be dual main characters in this game. They didn't show us how much you can go back and forth or even talk about how much you can go back and forth between those characters, but they did let us know that it is something that's available. There was like 7 games that had more than one main character that you could play in it yesterday.
There was a lot, yeah,
and that was crazy. We really liked that Alan Wake. They also showed us a new Sonic game that's going to be coming out. You were right. It is still 2D. It's just updated graphics. And I'm definitely interested in checking that out. They confirmed that we are in fact getting a new Call of Duty this year. Like up until yesterday, it had just been rumors that we were getting a new Call of Duty this year. But before they announced the season 4 trailer,
that's right. Yeah,
we are going to get with a new Call of Duty destined to come out later this year. Here's the trailer for season 4, whatever. And we were like, yo, wait, what? So we're definitely getting a new COD this year. Most likely going to be, what is it, Devito? Which one is it? Is it Infinite Warfare or Advanced?
It's gonna be Modern Warfare 3.
Oh, you think it's gonna be MW3? Okay.
No, I don't think that's what it's gonna be.
That's what it's gonna be. They changed the full plan. Damn.
Because Advanced Warfare is still going to be the one that launches next year. That's kind of why they're trying to force this whole Microsoft deal, because Microsoft is supposed to have full rights over the 2025 publishing.
Oh yeah,
and so Advanced Warfare is already the game that's supposed to be developed and done for 2025, and then Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3 was actually going to be in 4 years. They were going to have, of course, they were supposed to, have this Modern Warfare play out for
2 years. Yeah, that didn't happen.
not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And we were supposed to get Advanced Warfare and then get Modern Warfare 3. But unfortunately, that's not what's gonna happen. We're gonna get an unfinished product
Again.
basically. Yep, again for this will be the fourth
I was
game
gonna
in
say.
a row. This will be the fourth one in a row because, as we know, Modern Warfare 19 was a finished product and then got messed up when we went from Season 0 to Season 1 on Modern Warfare 19. That's when things really got like kind of screwy over there. And then, you know, they continuously worked on it. It got a little better. I think Modern Warfare 19 was actually the only COD that we've had that came into full development 6 months into its life cycle. Because Cold War definitely didn't make it 6 months into his life cycle before people were already fed up with it and done with it.
Yeah.
We all know I'm a year 2 connoisseur because of Vanguard. Vanguard was buns all the way up until the end.
Vanguard was buns. No one played Vanguard almost. Everybody kind of collectively
went back to Cold War or they went to Modern Warfare 19. And that's kind of crazy that COD is in that kind of state. You know what I mean? And even now, like, you know, people used to kind of hate on people going and just staying on old gen CODs and, you know what I mean, never really making the switch to the new stuff and things like that. And it's like, well, I mean, Call of Duty is kind of, again, like Twitch, setting their own stuff on fire over there. You know what I mean? They're not really helping themselves or helping their situation. And it's just kind of like, you know, when do you listen? When do you not listen? You know what I mean? And at this point, I don't think Activision can really care with as much success as they've had over the years. You know what I mean? They're just kind of like, hey,
they don't have to
I mean,
care.
You get what you get.
Yeah.
Then don't, you know, you either get it or you don't.
Don't throw a fit.
You know what I mean? You either buy it or you don't. Because if you didn't buy it, we wouldn't be billionaires.
Facts. What's up, Jaxus? We see you in the chat, brother. How you doing? Yeah, man, that's a fact. And it's kind of insane how people complain every year, but every year COD breaks records for being like for the best sales ever and all this stuff. But at the same time, every year they do a pretty damn good job of promoting their games as well.
I was gonna say the marketing through COD is ridiculous.
Except that one time when Lil Jon was up there playing the game for whatever fucking reason, we were like, "Bro, what is Lil Jon doing?"
That was for Vanguard.
Was it for Vanguard? I couldn't remember.
We should have known then. We should have known then. We should have been like, they got Lil Jon, Big Boy, and some old head rappers up there.
And
then Lil Tony 40 on stage, and Lil Tekka, who's like 19, killing it. You know what I mean? And then they, of course, had a couple of Warzone streamers and things like that playing it as well. But it was like, they Warzone streamers. They not COD.
And it was,
you know what I'm saying? They're not multiplayer players.
Not to shit on anyone, but I don't even think it was like the biggest of creators that were there. Like, not a lot of people knew.
I think the biggest one that they had was Sean J.
Yeah, and I don't even know that.
And I don't know who that is. But I didn't know who Sean J was for a while, but she played a lot with like the Nuke Squad.
Oh no! I know who that is. I thought you were talking about a dude.
Oh no! Talking about Sean J, the female creator. Yeah. So it just, we should have known then that Vanguard was gonna kind of be buns. We've seen actually a lot of people kind of talking about it and was like, I don't know, they're pretty sketchy about. It's just something about those, you know, reverting back to those old time war games.
It's not the strat.
We also got to see Courage JD shit the bed with playing the campaign.
Yeah, he did terrible.
And he got pooped on for that as well. But
he's not a controller player though, is he?
I'm
pretty sure he's mouse and keyboard, and I think he had to play controller because he was on a stage and shit, and they just had controller.
Yeah. I'm not too sure, but it definitely wasn't the best COD event. This last COD event that we did get though was definitely more well put together. They invited a lot of different content creators and things out to actually showcase the game skills and things like that, like actual content creators that play Call of Duty. It wasn't just like, hey, you know, come play COD because you're Lil Jon and we got money. You know what I mean? It was like actual people that played Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I got to see a lot of people that I know go,
Mhm.
being in the content world. And that was cool. But
That was definitely dope.
COD's state right now is
Trash.
it's not going from where it's at right now. It's not going to get any better until Microsoft gets its full hands on it.
Yeah, I agree. And it's kind of crazy to see all the stuff that Activision has been doing. The game is very unplayable right now. Don't know if you've heard about like all the
Mm-hmm.
cheats and the hacking and all that stuff that's going
Yep.
on.
Oh, believe me, I know.
And then they also shut down the other servers that were available for people to, be able to play the past games without having to
Mm-hmm.
be susceptible to hacks and all that other shit as well. And that's something that we'll probably
Right.
talk about a little bit more later on in the show, because that just kind of
Mm-hmm.
pertains to all of these companies losing their minds low key. Like, no, everyone's kind of losing their shit, and it's almost like no one knows what to do. But at the same time, we have seen a lot of these shifts happening within these companies as well. So we'll be able to talk about that more once
Yeah.
we get to our discussions and stuff. But other than that, there was like a couple other cool things that they showed. They showed off Fortnite's Unreal Engine at some
That was
point.
pretty
Yeah,
pretty
that
cool.
shit was dope. They showed off Fortnite, the next season of Fortnite that's going to be popping off as
Mm-hmm.
well
With the Optimus Prime,
with the
well, maybe
Optimus
Optimus.
Prime. Yeah, baby Opto. Um, when all that stuff was cool. They showed Final Fantasy at the very end, and that shit looked
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. So I'm actually really
That did
hyped for
look
that.
crazy, and they showed two versions of Final Fantasy. Actually,
Oh yeah,
they
they showed
showed a
like the
mobile
mobile
version
game.
that
Yeah.
that looked pretty fire. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Looked pretty cool. And then they showed that finale one, and that
Yeah,
was
and
that
that's
was
I
definitely
believe it's
blowing out of the water.
Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think that's what it's called.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay, okay. And then there was another game. Oh, Lies of P.
Oh, Liza P. I forgot about that. I
Lies of
forgot to
P.
I forgot to play that demo.
I actually started playing it last night on stream.
Yeah, how'd you feel about
Uh,
it?
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's living up to the trailer so far. It's a little
Ooh.
weird though. Like the mechanics are a little different.
Okay.
I definitely like the classic mechanics. I think everybody is too focused on trying to make all these changes to the way these different games are played, and they're kind of forgetting about why it was made like that to begin with. And I mean, I understand new experiences, trying to enjoy new experiences, things like that. Is cool, but at the same time, I feel like controls shouldn't be why the experience is better or not. You know what I mean? Like, that's just my opinion. I feel like the way that controls have always been for games like that in that genre, which the game is more like a third person slasher.
Dark
Um,
Souls, like
kind of like Dark Souls,
I'm pretty sure
but more. That's what they
I
said.
think that's what they said
That
in
is what they
the
said.
but more what? My bad.
That is what they said. It's just a little more realistic on the realistic side, kind of, but on the fantasy side, like it's got a mixture of both.
Okay. Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like Dark Souls was more like a video game. This is kind of like more in a movie aspect, if that makes
Oh, I
sense.
guess I got you. I feel what you're
You know
saying.
what I mean? Like you can definitely tell that they may actually be able to make a movie out of it, type thing. Because that's kind of the cinematics and like even the gameplay feels like a movie, um, which could be a hot take from myself because I am playing it on PC. Did put it on like maximum graphics and things like that. So I don't know if that makes a difference, but it was definitely one of them things to consider with the
Mm.
movement, the mechanics, and everything like that. Like I said, all the controls and stuff are a little different. Like your light and heavy attacks are not like X, Y, B, and A, or you know what I mean. If you're on a PlayStation controller, it's not triangle, circle, square, or X.
What is it?
It's the bumpers.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the it's the left trigger, right trigger. Left bumper, right bumper. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It's those to attack, which I mean is it's cool. And so far there's no sprint.
Oh,
There's no sprint, but they got the evade. I think it's B on my controller.
okay.
but of course I'm using paddles and things like that as well. So
Yeah.
I'm pressing.
You
the
could
back
probably go into
buttons.
the settings as well and like change that, right? Like
You might be able to.
yeah,
I'm
everything is
not too sure.
customizable nowadays. So I'd be surprised if you
Yeah.
weren't able to go in and even change it to. They usually have it'll say like default, and then like when it's like that with those, and then the next tab will say like legacy or something like that, and then it'll put everything back to the
Back to the
yeah.
regular. Yeah.
I was gonna say the
Yeah.
D pad,
I
but that's not what it's called. But the
it
button.
definitely has a lot of mechanics to it as
Mm-hmm.
well. You know what I mean? So I think that kind of changes the way that you do play it because there is a lot of like uh extra selections with the D pads and the he has like some different abilities. He has different abilities so far that I've
Kind of
noticed.
like
I
how it
think
was
one of
on
them is to sharpen the sword. It's kind of weird.
Hogwarts. Like how there's like a lot of different
Possibly.
spells and stuff like that you can kind of
Yeah.
equip
Yeah.
and you got to change
Yeah.
and kind of click different shit to do different shit because it was
I
very
think the thing
interesting.
that I can relate it to is more like how Star Wars is the Jedi, the
Oh, okay, yeah,
not Jedi the Survivor, but the one before that.
Fallen Order.
That one.
Yeah. Jedi Fallen Order is a W game as well. I like that game, but that game is also based off of Dark Souls. But so I think I understand what
Oh,
you're
okay.
saying though. You know what I mean? That type of vibe,
Yeah. Yeah.
the heavily
And there's
evade, all that type of shit.
Yep. And it's definitely directional attacks. But I think it's gonna be fun. I literally only played like 20 minutes of it last night. It wasn't very much. I didn't even get
Was
out of
there
the
a
first.
time limit on it? Is it like a time limit
Mm,
demo, or is it like you can only get this far demo?
no,
Like,
no. I think it's one of those you can only get this far demo.
oh, okay.
Yeah. But I'm not sure though. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah,
said,
no,
I
I
only
got you.
played like 20 minutes of it only because I got banned last night or not banned, but suspended on COD on the rank play because my uh something went out. I don't know.
I was like, wait, what? But I
Oh no
got
no 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 no
you.
no 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 no
I was
no
like,
no
you
no no.
definitely should have told me that before we started this. You waited to get my reaction? That's
I'm
insane.
dead. No. I got a time suspension on COD on the rank because I pulled out. I dropped out of a game.
Oh, you
My
pulled out
my my
for
power went out. My power went out. That's what it was.
mm, it'd be
Power
like
kept
that
going out yesterday.
sometimes.
It do.
Yeah, I feel that.
But yeah, Liza P is so far living up to what we saw in the trailer.
Okay.
Um, and then I think there was another game that had caught my eye. There was two actually,
Oh,
but
that was the zombie game. Never mind.
that was kind of cool too,
Yeah,
though.
the zombie game was pretty. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I liked it.
It was different, but it was pretty cool. It seemed cool. You said it had kind of like a Back for Blood, Left for
Mm-hmm.
Dead type of vibe.
Facts.
I actually agree with that. Also, it had like those mobile games that they be like build your towers and it's like running through and they got the
Oh
little
yeah.
specialties and you get like a
Uh huh.
minigun and then it upgrades to a tank and then
Yeah.
yeah. Kind of had that kind of vibe to it as well. And then of course, like you said, it has like I think the Gen Z, right? Is that what you're calling it? The Gen Z type of feel as well. Is that what it's called? I don't know if that's what it's
What are
called
we
or not.
talking about again? I guess I got confused along the way. What?
The zombie game.
Left for Dead and World War Z. That's what I was talking about.
World
Yeah.
War Z. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely has that World War
Yeah.
Z and all those type of vibes for sure. That was a really good. I think it looked like a good game. It looked like it was fun. I think it was 4-player co-op. So those are
Mhm.
all W things to tap
Yeah,
into for
facts.
sure. They
Facts.
also showed a game called Sandlands that's being created by one of the Dragon Ball Z creators, if I'm not mistaken. That looked pretty cool as well. You had like Dragon Ball Z type powers, but there were also like mech robots that you could fight with. There was so
Mhm.
much going on.
Mhm. There was a lot going on in
Yeah,
that game. I'm not gonna lie. That definitely there was even like some charge ups I think I saw,
yeah,
and
exactly.
like
Like E
how
blast and shit.
yeah, and also too the little like force field that they're able to blow up and put around themselves to like blow,
Mm-hmm.
like to blast people back, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was definitely different. A little pink guy, uh,
Yeah.
but it looked like it had a lot of potential. I will say that.
I agree. There's definitely a lot for I think that they could do with that, especially coming from that Dragon Ball type universe or anything. People love those type of things. They love being able to charge up. They just love fighting. Even the fighting looked very Dragon Ball Tenkaichi like,
Mm-hmm.
with just the different shit that they
Mm-hmm.
showed us. So I'm definitely excited to see where they could go or how much farther they can go with that and what type of world they'll be able to build up with it as well. But
Right.
other than that, what else was there?
The Nicolas Cage thing was
Oh
huge.
yeah, Nicolas Cage is in Dead by Daylight now. That
Yeah,
shit
that
is
was
insane.
major.
Yeah, that's just
That was
insane.
insane. And it's Nicolas Cage. It's not like it's
Yeah,
Nicolas Cage voicing an actor or
nah, it's
voicing a character. It's Nicolas Cage, same way they did with the Call of Duty bundles with Tim the Tatman, Nickmercs, and all of them. It's
mm-hmm.
actually those guys. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and they did that with Nicolas Cage in Dead by Daylight,
Yeah, and that's
which was definitely
insane.
interesting.
We could not
That was
believe it. We
definitely
were like,
interesting.
"What? This is why." And then he came out on stage, like he literally came out and
Yeah,
started talking
yeah,
about it too. Like
yeah,
that
yeah.
was
That
pretty
was definitely
cool.
mind blowing.
That was pretty
Yeah.
cool. I think Keanu Reeves was also did that. I don't know if it was for Summer Game Fest, but it was like for something for Cyberpunk because he was in the Cyberpunk game, and I remember he came out on the stage for that. So they're definitely bridging the gap a lot more with getting these actors in games and shit like that. They've been doing it for a while now, but games need to start really being accepted as a form of content and media that you can consume. Like I know
Mhm.
people who haven't played The Last of Us at all, but they've watched all of the cinematics on YouTube, you know what I mean, from The Last of Us, and that's how they kind of consumed the game. And that's dope too, you know what I mean. But the being able to immerse yourself in the story a lot more and actually play as the main character is just such a W. It's just such a W. Those are kind of I think all the highlights though that I can think of
Yeah,
or
that I can
really.
think of. I think that's. Oh no, what the other one that had caught my eye was that 2D, 3D platformer, but it was like Game of Thrones. Uh,
Oh yeah, that shit was crazy. I don't even know what that one was
that
called.
was
That one
insane.
was definitely
That one
intense.
was insane.
Uh,
That that one was
it was
insane.
like 2-bit. That yeah, what the hell
Yeah.
was that? And you can like control your empire basically and things. I think it was kind
Mm-hmm.
of one of those point and click ones, so very similar to like a Oregon Trail type of game or something. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was insane. That looked crazy.
Yeah, that game was definitely intense and
Yeah.
different. And I think they kind of talked about as well, like where it stemmed from.
Hmm.
And of course, it's an indie game, but that game was, uh, I guess, more held up on a higher standard because of the development that it's had over the years, because it
Yeah.
definitely has been in development for a while. So I think that's definitely different.
Yes.
Um, and I'm kind of interested. I don't know why, but I'm kind of interested in seeing, like what it's about. I guess you know what I mean. It definitely
Yeah,
looked interesting.
I agree. It looked pretty dope, yo. I didn't know what was going on as well. But someone got like beheaded. There was a lot of stuff going on in that trailer. So
Yeah,
there's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
a
That
lot of
was
stuff going on in
crazy.
that trailer. So it's
Yeah.
definitely worth checking it out though. Oh duh, Amazing Spider-Man 2. They also talked about that, showed that shit was fire. We're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
see
that was it.
Venom in that. That's gonna be dope.
And we
Um,
also found out that the venom in that is not going to be any venom from
yeah,
anything that we've seen before. It's
yeah,
going to kind of be their own kind of thing that they've got going on, but we'll also but it is going to have some kind of part in something that we
yeah.
do know of.
And I'm hyped for that. That's going to be freaking awesome. I think that game is going to be great. You're going to be able to play as Miles or Peter. You're going to be able to have hero specific missions for Miles and Peter. I do believe that Peter gets taken over by the symbiote at some time in the game, and then you're going to be able, and then you're probably going to have like even negative missions that you might be able to embark on or whatever. I'm really interested in how they're going to do that. The map is double the size. They added like they added Queens, the boroughs, Manhattan, all that type of stuff. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be a W game. Unfortunately, once again,
that definitely should have been on the
that
definitely should have been on the finale though. I think.
Yeah, I mean they got all the hype out first. Literally, they were like, "Hey,
they did,
you guys,
they did."
But at the same time, it was still hype throughout the entire thing.
I was gonna say because Final Fantasy is major in the gaming community.
Yeah, it's one of the
Final Fantasy is like most of the gaming community at this point. You know what I mean? I think it has been.
Everybody
like
has
Final Fantasy.
Almost everyone has played some type of Final Fantasy game. That is
some type of Final Fantasy.
No matter if they play Overwatch or Apex or COD, they have pretty much. You can always find someone that's played Final Fantasy and loves it. You know what I mean? And loves it. Things that I wish we got to see: Kingdom Hearts. I wish we got to see something new for GTA 6. Anytime, even a teaser, like just like a logo and a teaser and some music playing in the background or something. That would have been awesome. I think those are kind of the two ones that I really wanted to see something from the most. I know like Xbox has like their own, like I know everyone has their own shit as well that they promote their games and shit on anyways, but no, it's dope. And I know they're doing something else today. I know it's like a 3 or 4 day event, but we have no idea what the things are that they're covering today. I can't even remember. And I don't think I think only one of them really mattered, like quote unquote mattered again. And it's the Sunday showcase, I believe that we like. If we were to cover anything, it would be that one, and I don't think we will be though. But that is it for the coverage and the highlights of Summer Game Fest. We really liked all those things. It was all dope. I hope you guys definitely appreciated those as well. And before we get into our next thing on the docket, make sure you guys go and check out one of our newest videos that's on the channel, and it's our glitch energy review that me and Devito did. It's definitely a vibe. We had a really good time shooting that video as well.
I think we got like a little clip, right?
Yeah. Let's roll the clip. Devito, aka VaiN Sensei, and I'm here with my bro.
Yo, y'all already know it's VaiN Devito, bro. We up in here, man. Today we came with a little surprise for y'all, which was a little surprise for us as well. And we've been waiting on this surprise. So y'all see it.
You feel me?
Little delivery box.
We got the little box
I mean?
from none other than Glitch Energy, yo.
Yo, big glitch out here. You know what I'm saying? Shake it. Shake it like a song, shake it like a glitch, shake it like a glitch, shake it like a glitch. We in there.
Ooh, it smells dumbass good.
Fire? Ooh.
This is the starter kit. I believe it starts at $15. We got the shaker, 5 flavors. I'm not sure if that's how it comes. That's what they sent to us. So we definitely appreciate that. But y'all definitely check it out. Tell us what your favorite flavor is if you've already tried it. That is right, G. The full video is on YouTube, and we definitely hope you guys go and check
on the
it out.
skis. Oh no, it was no. Oh, my fault. Nah, the leaving is crazy. Yo. No. That's crazy. I didn't even know you could do that. I was like, where did he go?
Nah, where did he go is insane. Let's see. There we go. I was trying to get the link for the video, but my computer started
spazzing
on you, boy.
Oh, snapperoo.
We dropped that link right now in the chat for y'all to check out.
Yes, go over there and tap in with you guys. I mean, I before we get into our next thing, I kind of want to ask though, like, has anybody in chat tried glitch? You know what I mean? How y'all feeling about it? You know what I mean? What is it like? What is it like for y'all?
Definitely let us know if you've had some glitcherooskies, ooskadooskies. And speaking of some glitch, if y'all just keep tuning in with us, you feel me? And you might hear some W announcements coming out real soon, real soon,
Might.
real,
You
real
might.
soon. So
You might.
today, for our open discussion stuff, we are getting into some pretty spicy things that have been going on. The complete implosion of FaZe Clan. Optic Hex had an exclusive interview with Gamer Update. We're trying to talk about that crazy ass Twitch brand policy that just came out, and we're also going to speak about the kick hourly wage that they're trying to put forth, which sounds like a dub, and then of course that Nickmercs operator being removed from Call of Duty. So we are getting into phase 2 of GamerVision, basically. We like to preface everything that we're about to talk about. We just want to let it be known, this is an open discussion, so all of you guys are able to jump into the chat and give your thoughts and theories on what the stuff, or thoughts and opinions on the stuff we're talking about as well. But definitely keep it TOS, and you know what I mean. Keep it TOS. Don't go overboard with anything at all, or anything like that, because we're not here.
Just be respectful. You
Yeah,
know what
we're
I
not
mean?
here to
Just be
spread no hate.
respectful.
We're only here to spread that love and
Facts.
positivity type of thing. You know what I mean?
Don't be bashing nobody. You know what I mean? This situation is not our situation, and it is not a place for us to make it our situation.
Mm-hmm. So first and foremost, let's talk about the FaZe Clan implosion, my guy. So basically, everything that FaZe has kind of been trying to stand for the last for like since they've been created. It's something
I
that
was
has
gonna say
been
since they started.
it's been basically turned on its head, for lack of better words. Unfortunately, because of a lot of the very people that started it, which is, I think, is something that isn't getting talked about enough. Like a lot of these decisions, a lot of the stuff that's going on, especially with like the Phase Rain and Phase Grace. I guess I don't know what her name is. I don't know what her Phase name is. I'm not sure. But the whole fallout that happened between them, there was still things going on even before that happened. FaZe Rain was leaking all of the documents for FaZe Clan, talking about the money that they're spending on this and that. He even had called out Nickmercs and talking about how much they pay him, and he was just kind of on I don't, for lack of better words, he was on a
On a
rampage.
rampage.
Yeah, he was on a
He was on a
rampage, bro.
rampage.
And
He was on a rampage.
unfortunately, unfortunately for Grace, and unfortunately for him, and unfortunately for FaZe, because this is something that affected everybody. It's a blowback that occurred and happened to everyone. Unfortunately, it just doesn't look good. The day she signed, you had not only he also leaked her signing like a couple days beforehand, and like once she was signed, he did nothing to kind of make her even feel welcome, because basically she wasn't welcome in his eyes. He made it very clear that she wasn't welcome to, and she wasn't up to par for basic
Right.
for who they would like to be recruiting. And everyone is kind of this is it's crazy that this is kind of technically an old situation now, and it only happened like what 9 days ago when we actually found out.
I was gonna say like a week ago.
Like I think it was like 9 days ago when the actual video came out of Rain and Grace together talking. And
Yeah.
it's like that's how much shit has came out this week. That it makes it seem like that is month old news. It
Right.
makes it seem like that doesn't even matter, but it's not month old news. It's still very fresh. And I want to know, Vito, like, how do you feel about the whole FaZe Clan situation that's going on right now? We see a lot of people that are long overdue members. I don't want to say long overdue members, but like people that's been following it for a long time. We even saw, Bam's come out and make that video and talking about, how he's been grinding for FaZe for X amount of years as well. So just looking at everything at, like how does that seem? They used to be the template that everybody wanted, and now we're kind of seeing that template almost melt.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that a lot of the reasons behind Reign's outrage with everything is that none of his peers that he decided to go into this business with have had an issue with the way that things are ran. And I think that's just because they take responsibility in what they've done to the brand, and he doesn't. I don't think that he wants to take responsibility into what's going on with the brand. I think he feels played, kind of similar to how Tfue got played. And I don't even really necessarily know if that's like a played situation, but that's how it's being made to be for our eyes to see, and for how not for how, but for us to interpret it that way. But in all reality, this just should be a lesson that you have to read the contracts that you're being given, because if you don't read them, you can end up in these situations like these people have. And my biggest opinion on this entire thing, to kind of just subsidize and kind of make it go away, is if I was those investors, I would go on ahead and let that content creation side go. Let them have that name back. Let them, do whatever they're going to do, and take everything else that I've brought into the table, take it with me and invest it somewhere else. Even if that meant investing it in my own. You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to take it to another team or take it to another org, but maybe start something of your own. You already have the money. You have everything you need. You're the guy.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you weren't the guy, you wouldn't have been able to purchase FaZe to begin with. You know what I mean?
Very
and
true.
Be a shareholder and all of these things. But on the other hand, I think that these guys need to step forward and take responsibility for the situation and say, hey, you know what? For everything that's gone on,
created.
Exactly. Everything that's gone on, hey, we don't represent that. We haven't in a long time. And we allowed things to get a little out of hand. We were kids, young, getting money flashed in front of our eyes, and just didn't really understand what the business sense was on the other side of that. You know what I mean? That's just kind of what I see from an outsider looking in, and as an org owner myself. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I definitely wouldn't let an investor come in and say, hey, here's, I have this amount of money, but I need more than 55% of your company.
I need controlling stakes in your business.
Yeah, that's not happening.
That's not it, bro.
But if you want to see us succeed, and we can, map out this entire schematic of how to succeed, and you still take that risk. We both do. We both take the risk of losing, but we also take that risk of winning as well. It's a gamble. It's always been. It's never going to change. All businesses are a gamble. You know what I mean? It's just you're gambling on a bigger scale, and you're looking at possibly more profits. You could be looking at less. You know what I mean? But it's all a gamble. It's never going to change as far as business goes. I mean, this has been, stapled like this for hundreds of years, basically. You know what I mean? Like that's not gonna change overnight. So I just think that if you're gonna take the chance and you want to see success come from something, you'll take that chance and say, hey, maybe I'll take like a 25% cut once you guys get to this certain amount of money, or maybe I can just stake into this until, both of us are ready to sell out or something, or maybe even you guys can just buy my percentage back, and I may want this much money from it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like or I may want this from it, or something like that along those lines. There's definitely nothing wrong with that, but putting yourself in a position to allow someone to have pretty much full control over something that you've created, represented, branded throughout all these years. You just did all the footwork for them, and they didn't have to do anything but throw a couple million at you. and this just goes to show you that money is not worth. It's not worth you.
It's not worth the sellout. It's never worth it to sell out. It's never has been worth it, and it never will be worth it. It's kind of wild to see these streamers and content creators and everyone kind of go through the same thing that we've seen rappers and singers go through for the last decade or longer,
or
like
better,
the better, like better side, the far better side of a decade, right? Like of going through these things, talking about these things, and trying to get their royalties, trying to get the contract out of these contracts, trying to free themselves from all these things that they went into. And now we see a lot of these creators being the new version of that, like rappers now aren't getting finessed as much. It's now the entertainers, it's now the streamers that are the ones that are getting finessed out the bag, because these, Twitch, for example, and all these platforms, they're doing everything they can to bleed to bleed people dry, but while still letting them get something, like, now we'll still let
just
you
a little bit.
We'll still let you eat. We just gonna take half of the food off your plate, but you still eating something, and that's what matters, and
that is the eye opener, that a lot of things that we've seen over the years that people are trying to get people to realize, but they just won't take it because they think it's bait. But we've seen it in the movie Air with the Jordan shoe signing. That's your name going on their product. So why should you be the one that's selling out when they want you on that product they want you on that product for a reason. And it's so they can get more sales. So why are you putting yourself in a position to get less and they're getting more when they want you, the person that's created this platform, that's putting in the work, that's bringing the skill to the table, that's showing that you could be the best in the world at what you do. They're coming after you, and this is the deal that they're laying out on the table. And so we've seen that with the Air movie.
I think more than anything, people forget to negotiate.
And that's another thing, too.
People just kind of get excited from the contract.
Oh my God, this is a life-changing deal. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Think about what the move is next. What happens if this doesn't go through? What happens if it does? They don't take the time to really think the situation through to the fullest extent.
I was gonna say another example of it is the NWA movie, where we seen how Dr. Dre got did. You know what I mean? And what he pretty much did to get out of it. He pretty much went bankrupt. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, he's the richest man now, or come out the winner, or however you want to say it, but like all those other cuts weren't necessary. You know what I mean? Now he's scarred himself, not on purpose or intentionally, but as a learning curve. And that's something that we should be thankful for and grateful for, because now we should all know, like, hey, we've seen this happen several different occasions. We should be able to, like you said, negotiate, and we definitely can't be forgetting about doing things like that. Yes, it's a life-changing opportunity, but how life-changing is it if you're not making it life-changing for yourself?
Yeah. And how life-changing it is if you got to change your life to get it. You got to change who you are. Man, it's really not worth it. So, and I think that's kind of what, unfortunately, I think that's what FaZe Rain is now seeing, but it's a little too late for that. I know somebody had came out and they were like, what about when, they were pushing that cryptocurrency heavily to children and stuff like that? Like, and we're literally, I'm pretty sure they literally got caught up in like a scam type of deal, basically, regarding all of that as well. And it's like, scamming kids? Nah, that's fine. But we're recruiting these female content creators that aren't actually content creators. That's a little bit too far. Like people, that's literally, I can't remember who said that, but that is a direct quote from I believe he's a FaZe member, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And then we see a literal FaZe clan civil war erupt at the same time, you know, going between the OGs and the new heads. And it just shows that one people get so out of touch with everything, and then they're like, oh my god, what have, instead of saying what have I done, they start saying what have you done, and they forget all of the stakes that they had in the situation going up until that point.
Yeah.
And that's pretty insane and pretty unfortunate that we are seeing these type of things happening,
It's
especially
intense over there
yeah,
with them.
yeah, facts. It
Yeah,
is super
it's
intense.
very intense. They have a lot of things going on internally that is leaking out externally, and they cannot stop the bleeding, no matter how much they try to direct our attention elsewhere. Like
Mhm.
a lot of people feel like the phase rain and the grace thing is a cover up for other stuff that's going on. And it can look like that. You know what I mean? It definitely can look like that, because when I watched the phase rain and the grace video, none of that looked real to me at all. It just him saying, oh, here we go with the acting stuff again. That seemed like he was acting too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, none of it seems real. None of it seems applicable to what's like him leaking the numbers and things like that. None of that seems like that should even be happening. Like the grace thing shouldn't be happening, specifically because we're trying to skip over some real shit that this guy just leaked, and now we need to put focus elsewhere.
Not to
And
mention the phase Muse situation that had also happened.
I was just getting ready to say that.
There's been
that's
multiple
actually happening.
things that have hit phase back to back to back, and they have not really got a chance to breathe.
And then it's getting worse because actually one of the people that started to occur with between Mew and the victim got to do a podcast with Grace.
That's wild.
So it's a lot going on for them. They can't stop it. There's nothing they can really do about it at this point. That name is kind of tarnished right now at this point. And
then you got the situation with Nickmercs that's going on, who is also in FaZe Clan right now. So that's definitely a lot of FaZe blow back to back, getting phases back blown back. You feel me? Like we're really at this point where we just kind of have to. We don't know. I say this wholeheartedly. We don't know if FaZe is going to be here in the next 5 years, type of thing, and it's kind of wild.
I don't know if FaZe is going to be here in the next 5 days at this point.
Right, but like for real, like it's very.
They are under the cancel culture thumb right now. Yeah. Like the next thing they do, it's a wrap. It ain't even that. Like I don't even think they're in a saving grace type of deal right now. I think like the next move that they make is going to be the sword through the heart. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think it's just kind of at that point for them. And I think the smart thing to do right now would be to go on ahead and just, hey, give it to somebody, let them have it, let them refocus the vision and build something else.
Yeah.
Let them do that. You know what I mean? If the name is that, if it's that serious to keep the name, and it's that serious to do all these things or whatever for these sponsors and all this other stuff, like, get rid of everyone. Get rid of everybody that's ever tarnished the name and let someone, a new CEO, come in that has a different vision for it and let them take over and let them do what they're going to do with it. But right now, with where they're at, it's like, that's a no-no.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. Yeah. But that's basically our thoughts on all of the FaZe situation. There's a lot to it, of course. Anything else that comes out, we'll talk about it here on GamerVision then on the next episode for sure. But for now, holy shit, and we don't know if it's gonna be around here for much longer. That's basically that's basically the the gist of it right there. But going from one org that's crashing to another one that's doing a lot of dope, amazing things. Optic Hex actually had an interview recently with Gamer
Okay.
Update, aka Jake Sully, I believe is his name. Jake Lucky.
Jake
My
Lucky.
bad, Jake Sully. I think that's from something. Um, but yeah, he was just basically talking about the future of Optic and the future of the CDL in general, and that it brings up a good conversation that we need to have here too about the CDL and just kind of organizations and things like that. So we actually have the interview that we're gonna right here that we can check out, and then
Okay.
we can kind of discuss it afterwards and give our thoughts and opinions on what's really going down. Wait, what? 1080. Wait, premium.
I think you could just.
What
I think
is
you just have to
that?
click on the
What
regular
is
one.
that? Hold on. Hell no!
I
Don't
don't know.
don't
You know,
YouTube don't start putting the cap on FPS and frame rate, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not do that. This is not okay. I don't know what this means. Enhanced bit rate. Oh, okay. It's a specifically enhanced bit rate. But still, I'm not a fan of that at all.
you just gave them an idea. It's gonna happen.
Nah, son. Nah.
So we are live at the Optic X Dr. Disrespect event. I got to ask you first and foremost, Sir Hex, how you feeling tonight?
Incredible. What showing. The podcast that I just did, of course. Incredible.
And make sure you guys go check that out as well. You know, a lot's going on in the space. Optic is doing a lot of stuff, and I'm sure you've seen all the news, and a lot of people are talking about this. The current landscape of esports, whether it be organizations or just esports in general. What would be your general take on the current state of esports?
Look, I think esports as a whole is still very much in a small, young stage. It won't be another 15 years before we can truly call it a toddler in a sense. But if you're talking about FaZe and what they're going through, obviously with their stock price, I have a very strong opinion on the fact that if you look at FaZe at its core value as brand power, influence in the space, audience in the space, that's all going well. Something's happening above. Right at the corporate level, that's sort of holding it back. I feel for my little, I want to say little brothers, but for my young brothers over at FaZe, because it can't feel good to have everything that you need in order for your team to continue to thrive the way it has been, and not being able to do that because of external circumstances, external circumstances.
And this esports space is wide and vast. It's gone through so many changes, especially since you've been in it. So where do you see the future of this esports space going?
External circumstances.
I basically kind of said a lot of the things that we were just saying. You know what I mean? It's because of those internal things that they got going on and those higher up execs that they let in, unfortunately, mess up everything else, bro. And like you said, it's just super sad to see that happening, man. It's really sad to see that happen.
And this esports space is wide and vast. It's gone through so many changes, especially since you've been in it. So where do you see the future of this esports space going? Obviously, you just kind of mentioned it's going to be a while before it's even a toddler. Yeah. So where do you see the future going?
It's got to develop into what we all know it's going to be, right? You have, if you take into consideration audience reach and you compare those to traditional sports that are worth billions, then you truly start to see what this thing can become if we do it the right way. If Jerry Jones in the beginning of all this had the opportunity to have this camera handheld and record the process of its team to become the America's team, then he would have had that, right? And it's up to us to use all of the technology that we have at our disposal in order to cover the space the way that we want to cover it, right? The way that the people that built it want to cover it. So I think that it's going to get to the point to where it's more popular than traditional sports. It's just it's a foregone conclusion if you look at the data.
That's something that we definitely talk about for sure. Is that esports has the power to be bigger than than football, to be bigger than NFL, to be bigger than a lot of these things for multiple reasons. But it seems like every time they get a chance to be bigger than that, they actually kind of fumble the bag a little bit and take steps backwards. And
here's something that I had. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just want to make this statement real quick. Something that I had heard somebody say is that everything is about experience.
Yeah.
And if you really look at the stage of esports and where it's at right now, it's only really been majorly known worldwide exposure for 5 to 6
That's
years.
what I was thinking. 5
Like
years.
like the beginning of, I guess you can say, Black Ops 4 is really when things started to just take off. People started to take notice of what was going on. 100 Thieves started blowing up really tough. Nade Shot putting out his brand in marketing. Scump putting out his brand in marketing. I mean, like, those things coherently have caused esports to really be where it's at today. And now we're getting to see who the backmen or the backstage performers, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, are the reason as to why these guys have been able to get that kind of fame. Like, it wasn't known that somebody had 1 million subscribers on YouTube up until like 5 to 6 years ago. Again, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, they get this accolade, they get this, they get that, and that draws eyes to people. And so we're at this stage of where these things have not had a lot of experience. FaZe is fairly young men over there. I mean, now they're about our age now, but when Hex was doing this, you got to think he was in his 30s. He's now getting up in his 40s now, but 5 to 10 years ago, early 30s, businessman, kind of already knows what's going on, kind of knows how to handle himself. Experience, G. He just got that experience. He got that knowledge on him, that wisdom. He got everything that he needed. You know what I'm saying? And he just so happened to be like, hey, I'm going to invest in something that I've been partaking in since I was a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now he's at this stage of where it's like he can actually say these things because he knows that it takes knowledge, experience, and just overall well-being, basically, to be able to achieve these things.
Yeah.
And
Facts.
that's kind of why you're getting the opposite side of the coin, because it takes experience. And that's something that I've heard a content creator say, like, we work hard for these things. I've been doing this for 10 plus years, and you're saying that somebody else deserves it because they just started and they're smaller, quotation marks, smaller than I am, and they just started this journey 6 months ago. Do some people get lucky? Yes. But do some people get lucky and handle it? Not all the time. Yeah. Do some people get lucky and not handle it? Probably 80% of the time. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's that experience. It's having that mindset on your head of knowing, like, hey, if this happens, I can do it.
Yeah, facts.
But
I agree, and we're at that point right now where it's a pivot moment for a lot of people. Like, what are we about? What's the next step? What is the next step? Not just for you, but for your brand, for everything that you kind of consider to represent you in this area of esports, of gaming, of anything. You know what I mean? So I definitely understand I definitely feel that for sure.
Let's take a massive switch, though. The ongoings in Call of Duty League. What Optic is doing in terms of content, in terms of watch parties, I think a lot of people can respect in terms of carrying viewership for the Call of Duty League, and that's undeniable at this point. We've obviously heard the rumors of a potential switch from Twitch to YouTube. So where do you see the future of CDL going if that switch were to be made?
Well, one, I hope that the switch doesn't get made. I think the ownership group as a whole has been very boisterous to the league as to our preference, which is to stay on Twitch because of the audience. And we hope that that's what it is. Obviously, when you look at the opportunity that we have at hand, right, with the audience that we have at hand, you can't get money can come from anywhere, right? That's the easiest thing to get. The audience, though, that's the thing that everybody struggles with, to get an audience that's interested, to get an audience that is engaged as much as it currently is on Twitch. And look, we are lucky in saying, and we're lucky in the ability to just say that we're going to go wherever we go, and the audience is going to be there with us. We've always been very good at migrating the green wall from place to place because we've developed that bond. So for us, it doesn't matter, but for the betterment of Call of Duty, if they truly care about this product, then they're going to let it live in a place in which it's most consumed. Most eyeballs means more money for the teams to be able to sustain themselves.
So when Scump
No, that's facts. That's another thing that we was just talking about, man. It seems like when it comes to these exclusive streaming deals, I can't think of any other thing other than that. It is an exclusive streaming deal. On one hand, everything he's saying is so much facts, right? Like it's a lot of facts behind it. There is way more viewership on Twitch. There's a lot more engagement with with the Call of Duty community overall on Twitch. Twitch, when it comes to gaming content of any kind, period, Twitch is the hub to kind of get that going and to get that viewership for it in any type of way, especially if you're going the esports route with those bigger things. But on the other hand, we get these announcements about like what we're going to be talking about afterwards when it comes to Twitch and, you know, the money things that they're doing, all of these stuff. It's like, is it actually worth it in the long run to be on Twitch? Because think about it. If Twitch isn't incentivizing their big creators, there's no way they give a crap about, you know, Call of Duty. They're not giving them any incentives to stream on the platform. They're not going to give them a streaming deal because they know that Rainbow Six Siege and League of Legends and Overwatch and et cetera, are still going to be on Twitch if you're not. So, you know what I mean? So that I don't know, man. I would be interested in seeing what the YouTube deal even consists of in order to know what that looks like, because I believe as of this, I'm pretty sure it's more confirmed that the YouTube deal did go through for CDL and that for 2 seasons, the Call of Duty League is going to be on YouTube. So I don't know, man. How you feeling, bro? How you feeling?
I mean, bruh said it. Bruh said in there, he said, it's easy to find money. Money can come from anywhere, but it's hard to maintain viewership.
Yeah.
And I don't know how big of facts that is. Being in this space is definitely difficult because you can put all the money in the world that you want into your gaming setup. You can put it into having the nicest house, the nicest room, the this, the that. You can invest millions into being a successful content creator and still only have 2 viewers that watch you because you're boring.
Yeah, that's very true.
You know what I mean? And with the state that Call of Duty is in, at this point, it's not even really about esports. It's more about the fact that the game is not good to a lot of people. They went back to how Call of Duty used to be. Obviously, now they see that people don't like that, but they do. But they don't, but they do, but they don't, but they just don't know what they like at this point. So it just shows that the attention span for something of this caliber is not there yet. Same thing with Apex. It's not there yet. And another thing is you gotta stop killing yourself in this as far as being the giant here. Like, these giants are literally taking themselves down. EA with Apex. You know what I mean? Like
Blizzard, Overwatch, Activision, Call of Duty.
Like
they're
the skins. The skins thing in Apex. These teams just want the revenue from the skins.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? You know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with that? You know what I mean? You literally make millions of dollars off of us every year.
About League of Legends with that, you know, the LCS doing the walkout with the players and being like, yo, you know what? We're walking out because you guys cut our stuff and we're not happy about it, and here are our demands. And then we saw the LCS reply, if you're not gonna play, then we're gonna cancel the entire event. This is bigger than you, pimping. And I think that's how it is everywhere with everything. This is bigger than you. Like, that's what they tell them. This is bigger than you. Kind of like what we're talking about with this Activision CDL Twitch YouTube deal, you know? Twitch is like, bro, this is bigger than you. We don't care. And then they go to YouTube. And then the CDL is like, no, don't go to YouTube. And they're like, bro, this is bigger than you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we got sponsors that we got to do. If these brand deals things that they're talking about are true, how are we gonna even have we can't even do the CDL on Twitch if we can't have our burned in ads and all, you know what I mean, et cetera, et cetera. even
Yep,
though I
yep.
know they kind of came back on a lot of those things, and we'll talk about that more as well. But it's just
So,
something to really think about. Like,
so again, it's because they know that they're gonna get someone like FaZe.
yeah,
This is a life-changing opportunity. This is a life-changing deal, but that's just it. It's
Mhm.
life-changing means it's changing your life, and you have to change your life to be able to accept the offer. It's like the things that we've been saying for all these years. You sold your soul to the devil. You did this,
Yep,
the
that's exactly
Illuminati
where it
this,
comes
the
from.
Illuminati that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, bro, that's exactly what they're saying when they're telling you these things. It's because you didn't think
Mhm.
about how this was going to affect you. You didn't think about how this was going to affect your family. You just saw the surface level of, oh my God, I'm broke. I don't have a nice car. I don't have a nice house. I'm not getting the prettiest women on the block. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you turn it into. And that's what they glorify so they can keep taking advantage of you. It's like, hey, you want to be this, you want to be the next Lil Wayne?
Yep.
I
And
got
like I was
something for
saying
you.
earlier, now that's what we see happening in the entertainment center of everything now. You know, we're
Mm-hmm.
seeing these
Mm-hmm.
influencers, creators, streamers start to be in the talk of this quote unquote selling your soul thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
now bigger than just being a rapper and getting, fucked out of
Mm-hmm.
a deal and not getting your royalties. Now it's these platforms doing that to you as well. And then it's like, not only that, but then you find out that you trying to grind to be on these teams, and these teams don't even really care about their players. Like,
They don't. They
and
don't
then
want you.
and then where it's a never ending circle. So it's just a lot to find out.
They
It's a lot
they
to
they
take
want you, but they
in.
don't want you.
Yeah, and it's all about making the best decision for you, not the best decision to for the moment, or the first decision that you get like as an opportunity. Don't take the first opportunity you get all the time. Look into the opportunity before you take it, for sure. All of these things matter. All of these things lead up to something bigger.
Finally retired, what was that like truly for you? Because he's like,
Themselves.
so when Scump finally retired, what was that like truly for you? Because he's like a brother to you, maybe a son to you as well. What was that truly like?
I was just happy that he finally made the decision to put his well-being first. He's a very selfless person. He stuck around, I think, like an extra year, just because we didn't know where the team was going to be truly from a transitional standpoint. But we've lost superstars in the past, right? With Nate when he left, like that one, just like this one. In his case, it broke my heart a little bit more because he went and did his own thing, and he did the right thing. Look at how valuable his team is. Look at how happy he is. I'm just really proud of everything that he's done. But Optic is Optic, and we treat this thing like a family business. And as long as we continue to do that with the players that we have with us, the creators that we have with us, like that, I think the sky continues to be the limit for us. But I'm happy the Scump is in a cool space. Did we know that he was going to be successful on Twitch or on content creation after he retired? Again, like, it was easy to predict that he was going to be. I wasn't nervous at all. I knew what was going to happen. I knew that as soon as he did the plan that he had for a very long time to create this show, the watch party obviously was a very the league allowing watch party to happen was the thing that pushed him over the edge and said, you know what, I've had this thing in my mind that I don't have it in me, and he retired in a place where he was like the best player in the game at the time. So I'm very happy for him. No matter what he did, and I show you the text. I told him, whatever you want to do, I have your back. Don't worry about Optic. Optic's gonna be fine. You're still gonna be an Optic. Like nothing's changing except for the fact that you're not gonna be on the forefront, competing. And obviously we have Shotzi, Dashi, Hook, and now Ghosty that are due. But Dashi's a fan favorite, the same as Shotzi. Hook is starting to become one, and Ghosty needs to earn his stripes. But we're a very, very exciting place.
Bro, that's facts. That's something that we definitely even talk about a lot when it comes to players, even within the organization. Like, no matter what happens, no matter what you do, we want to see everyone kind of succeed. The same thing that he said. We run VaiN like a family. It's a family. It's deeper than just what we do on the surface level. You know what I'm saying? So, even coming from a place of having, before when we did our rebrand and taking our members and players that we had before, and like incorporating them into like our management positions, and just trying to do that more and more, and just trying to build the family vibes a lot more than what they already are, and they're already there tremendously, you know. So I really feel it, and it's reassuring hearing someone from the caliber of Hex obviously speak and hit a lot of the same notes that we hit in our own conversations or meetings that we may have. It's just really it brings things into perspective. For real, it brings a lot of things into perspective on how these
Yeah,
teams are really
because
ran.
I
Even
mean,
when he
you
talks
should.
about Nate shot, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
even that, it's like, oh
and
damn.
and to still say like he's very proud of him, you know what I mean? It was
Mhm.
a little heartbreaking, but at the same time,
Exactly.
it's like you can't hate you can't be a hater. You
Yeah, and he was like,
cannot
"Look
be
at
a
how
hater because
valuable that team is now to everything. Like
exactly,
100 Thieves is
exactly.
in damn near every esports that they
Uh-huh,
have that's
uh-huh.
out there right now." So,
And you know he had a part in that, so why not be
mhm.
proud of it instead of being the guy to be like, oh my God, you're trying to compete with me, and oh, you know, you're doing everything that I do, and you know, no, I
Mhm.
raised a son. I
Facts.
raised a son. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that's how it should always be looked at. You should always be wanting to congratulate the people that have contributed to your success and you
Mhm.
contributing to their success and so on and so forth. It should be equal exchange of hands. It shouldn't be like, oh my God, this is your biggest creator and he has to stay a part of your org forever. No, let that man have his success and go out there and do what he's going to do. So what if he's bigger than you? So what if he's grown past you? So what if, you know what I mean, he has all this success going on or any of that stuff? It's like, let him be happy.
Mhm.
That's just it. At the end of the day, let your people be happy. And if your people stand by you and want to watch you be happy, then you stand by those and watch and watch them be happy as well. And you
Facts.
congratulate them for the work that they put in. Because again, I'm out here every single day streaming and doing what I'm doing for me. That's my work that
Mhm.
I put in. But it's also paying off and giving homage to the people that stand by me. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That want to see it succeed, that want to succeed with it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then again, for those that are a part of the org, that's your work. You putting that time in, you putting that effort in. There's no reason for me to be like, I made you. Or
Mhm.
oh, because you're a part of the org, you know what I'm saying? Like this is the brand that we are. This is the brand. This is what you are. This is, you know what I'm saying? No, if you want to represent yourself a certain way, and I disagree with it, then that's just what it is. Then it's a disagreement. But that's as far as it goes. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I gotta hate on what you're doing, or I gotta, you know what I'm saying, go the extra mile to stop you from being successful. It's really sad how a lot of people can't just build relationships with intent.
Facts.
You
Very,
know what I'm
very true.
saying? It's sad
Yeah.
how people cannot build relationships with intent and actually want to see their people winning. Everybody wants something from it. Everybody wants to say that they helped you or they this or they that, which is not entirely false. But at the end of the day, instead of using that to be spiteful towards me, why can't we use that as like being proud? Oh my God, look at my guy. You know what I'm saying? My guy
Mhm.
has 1 million followers. He's making hundreds of thousands of dollars. He has a wife, kids, car. Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
you know, and instead we're, man, that dude makes $1 million and I can't even get $1. I'm about to be homeless. I can't even hold a McDonald's meal.
Misery loves company, and jealousy is one hell of a thing.
It is indeed.
No, it's so fun because I think a lot of people are so curious about the throwback between you and Dr. Disrespect, where we're at tonight, by the way. When was the first time that you came across Dr. Disrespect?
You can look it up. It's 12 years ago. D Treats, actually, we were sitting on a Skype call, and D Treats is like, bro, he was laughing. I'm like, what the fuck are you laughing at? He's like, bro, you got to check this out. And it was Doc like super tucked in a bed with candles all around him, like talking into the microphone, saying, you know, what he was doing, and then he went into the gameplay. But immediately there, we reached out and immediately started collaborating with him. And then his character was way ahead of the game, as everybody knows. You know, took the hiatus, went into development, and then he came back and obviously took the world by storm. So it's very. It's a good culmination for me because you know 12 years ago, like, nobody knew what this thing was going to become. We knew what it was going to. We were hoping that it would. So to be here, you know, helping launch or helping test out his game is fucking amazing. We want to stand on our own 2 feet, which is why we have the same character.
Okay. You catch the rest of that interview on Patreon from Gamer Update. And
Go ahead and stop that subscribe. Yeah, I'm saying.
Yes, sir. So, man, yeah, that's you know.
I was gonna say, I think we pretty much covered that entire conversation.
Hex talked about a lot of stuff there, and it was definitely very beneficial. You know, comments that he was making about different things. You know, it's definitely dope to see Scump still being around the Optic and doing things now on their audio network and doing that Podio cast, doing that podcast. We know that they have as well and doing all those things. That's dope. Unfortunate to see that YouTube does have the CDO for the next 2 years. Because I believe I saw that this either this morning or yesterday. I saw that you know, it's for the next 2 years. So that's pretty freaking insane, pretty intense. But the next thing that we got on the docket is talking about this wild Twitch brand policy that they have going. You know what, Vito? Is it possible that your mic isn't the right mic in Restream? Is that possible? Is it connected to the right one? Settings. I feel like I hear some background noise going on that I don't normally hear.
Do you still hear it?
Yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. Maybe it's because I'm used to being in Discord with the cancellation of or whatever. But
it's on the right mic.
All right, for sure. Turn it back up because now I can't hear you that much. Now you're all low. It's all good.
Okay, how about is that better?
Yeah. It's all good. Yo, Anakin the One, my guy. What's up with it, man? Welcome to the chat. Glad to have you here, brother. Good to see you, G. All right, so the Twitch brand policy that they recently came out with is definitely insane, to say the very least. Twitch has come out with a new brand policy. And of course, since they have came out and done a lot more. There's a lot more that has happened, but we're basically just going to talk about it from the jump to the lump. All right, and starting from the lump, I believe. Let me make sure I got this here. This is the thing that they put out. Well, this is what had been put out. That I'm not sure what the streamer dude's name is, but he had actually put it out. The guy had put it out on Twitch first, on Twitter, and that's where like the news really broke, was from someone posting it on Twitter. Can't think of what his name is though.
Right.
But let me see.
Dexteros?
Nah, it wasn't Dextero. It was they didn't break it. They didn't break the news first. It was like an actual person that broke the news first, and then all this news sites got a hold of it after that. But this is the first thing that they had put out, talking about you know, here are the different things that they. This is the only way that you would be able to put out branded content. So logos on stream. On-stream brand overlays are limited to 3% of screen size, so they would basically have to have, you know, something very minuscule along the lines of this on stream instead of the rotating ads that people usually had. Anything bigger than that, you know, that 3% of the screen size basically would not be permitted. They also limited formats, limited or not allowed, which was insert burned in video ads. So streamers may not insert video ads directly into their streams. So like the video ad that we just had earlier, promoting that GamerVision video, the glitch energy review video, that wouldn't be allowed, or something like this.
to GamerVision.
We cover topics related to content creation, gaming communities, streaming, new releases of games, and much, much more. Something like that wouldn't even be permitted, basically on Twitch.
Basically, no promotion of any other company that's not affiliated with Twitch.
Well, you could promote them under those stipulations.
But it can't be on your stream.
I mean, you could be on the stream. It just got to be 3% of the stuff that you got going on
the stream. Nah.
You know what I mean? Like, it got to be really. It could be very. It has to be very small. They were allowing, of course, all the normal stuff like chat. You can still do stuff in chat. All those things along the lines of that. And basically, what happened after they made this announcement was Twitter imploded and Twitch imploded as well. Nobody was happy about this. Everybody went crazy immediately. Everybody went into a complete outrage. I believe. Twitch, like, how many people signed up for Kick?
It was a little over like 2 million or something like that in 24 hours. It was something crazy.
A little over a
million. It was like 55K in like 10 hours or something like that. It was some wild stuff. But Twitch started a fire and it began to burn in. Yeah,
it definitely began to burn in. That's not it. No. Nah, no, that was not.
Yeah, I thought I was that guy.
Nah, G.
That definitely burned in. No! Oh my god!
Right, you're killing me, G.
Almost like Twitch.
All right, you.
My fault.
What's happening right now? You're not that guy, pal. So basically, Twitch proceeded to do the one thing that they should not have done, and every streamer on the platform basically took it as a direct act of violence on themselves, and they proceeded to. Everybody went crazy, literally. Multiple streamers talking about how they would be leaving if the platform, if this is something that would be happening. As we said, over 1 million people signing up for Kick the same day that this happened. Like, literally, it happens. And then, not too much longer, they proceeded to also implement that if you would like to cancel your partner program or affiliate program, that it would cost $25 to do so. And then everyone went into a rage yet again. And then again, they went and said, not only that, but there's no cross-platform streaming for anybody, not just partners, not just affiliates, but not for any streamer that's on the platform at all. And if you guys don't know, Ninja did actually take this as a direct threat against himself, because Ninja is actually not a part of the Twitch partner program or affiliate program. He doesn't make any money from Twitch in that way, and he cross-platform streams to Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all of those things. So he was taking it as a direct threat against him, because he was doing that basically hoping that, from what he said, hoping that Twitch would come around and not be those crazy psychopaths that they had been with the up until then. But they actually went the complete opposite direction of what he was trying to do, and they full sent in that direction in every way possible. So I believe these 4 the 5 announcements had came out pretty much back to back in the day, and it just had more and more people furious and running away and leaving. And then I believe the next day what happened was Twitch basically came back and backpedaled the fuck out of everything that they said, and saying, you know what, this isn't actually what you guys think it is. This is actually this, and what it is that this is for supposedly third-party ad services that people can sign up for, add an overlay to their stream, and then it automatically runs these different burned-in ads and logos on stream, giving a piece of revenue to the streamer through whatever platform that they're using. Like let's just say that it's called Ads R Us, right? Like, so they go on Ads R Us, they get the overlay, the browser source, they put it on their stream, and then through their stream, Ads R Us is running those ads for them, and basically getting a percentage of that for Ads R Us and for whatever the streamer is. So Twitch later basically recalled that statement and said that's what it was for. It was for those type of ad services, and it's also something that YouTube has in place as well. But YouTube is not; it's not something that is enforced at all on YouTube or anything like that. It's only something for those clauses of if someone does have crazy ads going in. And then a lot of people think that this was actually in response to Twitch's new brand thing that they added, to where you can get brand deals through Twitch directly, with Twitch getting a slice of the pie. So it was just kind of one thing after another being dropped on everyone's heads. Vito, how do you feel about all of those things? I know you actually were, at the kind of at the forefront of, getting the hell out of Dodge off, and trying to, get off of the sinking ship early, for lack of better words.
So I mean, of course, I'm just gonna say this. By any means, I'm not telling you to switch platforms or anything like that. One thing I will say is that I've been appreciative of the platform I was able to create over on Twitch. Of course, we got up to almost 1.3K followers. The journey was amazing over there. I'm not gonna lie, it was very fun for me. And I appreciate that. I appreciate all the ups and downs that I went through on my journey so far with being over on Twitch and building the community that I've been able to build. But what I will say is that when I came in, something started playing. Yeah, there was like Star Wars music or something. I don't know what that was.
Oh,
did anybody else hear it? Was it just me? But yeah, that made me forget what I was kind of saying. But what I will say is also that like I was already saying, like I appreciated it, but I came in on a time of when the 50-50 split was already in place. You know what I mean? Like they were already doing that. So I kind of was just like, hey, it's like you really don't have another choice except for go to YouTube. YouTube doesn't really pick up on like the gamer algorithm type thing. The Twitch was just being glorified really at that point. And then it was just a lot going on. There was like pretty much a content creator war at that time of when I decided to start streaming on Twitch, of if you should stream on Twitch or if you should stream on YouTube. And I was already like giving Twitch a try, 7 days. You know what I mean? I put it on like a little free trial type thing. We got affiliate in that amount of time. We started gaining subs pretty much the very next month. You know what I mean? And I just started, building a community there. And then now we're here. We're here in this place of where Twitch is now going a step further with kind of taking your platform, kind of just wanting to have full control over what your platform does and what it doesn't do. And there's nothing wrong with that, because they still are building people up to be able to become and have this community, to be able to go to other platforms and be able to do these things that they do. But they shouldn't be able to take away from you when you're bringing this type of element to their platform and actually engaging people to want to hop on their phone and open the app. I mean, you're literally making them money by the second, and literally by the second. You know what I mean? You're making them money, and they're not giving you any kind of homage or anything for providing that for them, and they're already owned by a giant. Again, they make a shitload of money. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason why they should be taking 50% of your revenue. And I'm not saying that they should be giving you 95.5 like Kick, but even if they gave you 75% just to at least compete with these other platforms, you know what I mean? Right. It would definitely be beneficial, or more beneficial, and more, I guess, enticing for people to want to be on that platform. But at the end of the day, the turn that I've seen Twitch take is that they are a giant. They have become very successful. They already have sold out. That's why they're Twitch already, because they weren't Twitch before. They already sold out. They're already, the people that originally were there for it and made it this wholesome product and made it this wholesome everything, those people are gone. And we haven't seen those people in 5 or 6 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they've been gone. It's not like they just now left.
A lot of people have talked about how Twitch has had bad update after bad update after bad update for years, since before COVID had happened and the lockdown, and then COVID happened, and everything was cool because people had nothing else to do. They were locked inside of their houses, literally jailed to their televisions, their computers, and their phones. Like, they had nothing else they could do. So it was like, hey, now we're getting free money from COVID checks. I'm going to donate to this guy. And now that these people are not getting that, and they still feel like they're bringing all this attention to Twitch and this and this and that, they feel played by this. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them, because this is something that shouldn't be happening. If you're on your platform, you shouldn't. First of all, here's one thing I will say again. First of all, when it comes to ads, you should be able, as the streamer of that platform, on the platform that you're streaming to, and the audience that you're streaming to, you should be able to control whether or not if your platform has ads or not to begin with. You know what I'm saying? And then to add on to that, I feel like if you have ads, it should be your partnership ads, big and bold letters. Whenever you have to go take a pee break because you stream 8 hours a day, it's your full-time job, it's what you do. You know what I'm saying? Even if I wanted to take a lunch break, you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to eat in front of my stream. I should be able to pop on some type of ad that's a 30-minute something, like, hey, and that payment goes directly to me. And maybe it doesn't even have to all come directly towards me. Maybe it could be just like when they take money out for lunch at a regular job. You know what I'm saying? Do you get paid lunches? No, you don't. But you get a lunch break. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't paid. You know what I mean? It's just certain things like that should be taken into consideration. People are literally making this their job.
Yeah.
To do this, and it is life-changing. But let's be more realistic with what we're doing here. Let the creators be the creator. Let them be on the platform doing what they do. You know what I'm saying? And now that Twitch is in this direction already, because this is not going to stop. It's not going to stop. It's going to keep going. Now that Twitch is already on this direction, there's no going back. There's no recanting on this or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. And it's too late, even if they do. It's too late.
It's too late. It's too late.
Exactly.
Brand. It's too late.
As we know, though, when it comes to Twitch and the decisions that they make, they don't really care what they got going on over there. They don't care if people leave at all,
because they're always going to have people like FaZe.
Kick is literally using Twitch's platform as well in order to be a platform in its first in the first place. So even if they do lose people to Kick, they're not losing people to Kick, because now Kick is going to have to up their subscription that they have to Twitch's servers, because they're going to have more people that are going to the server. So instead of having the basic package with Twitch. Now they have to have the premium package with Twitch, which is not Twitch. It's with Amazon, obviously, but still, it's the same thing. It's just like, bro, there isn't really no winning, I'm saying in this situation. So something that I believe what I heard Big E say on the situation is just kind of be diverse. Pick a platform.
I was just gonna say,
don't just have only one thing
put
that
all
you're
your eggs
laying
in one
on.
basket.
Yeah, exactly. Don't just have one thing that you're just banking on to go viral or to get caught in Twitch's freaking search engine optimization or YouTube search engine optimization. Anything search engine optimization. Use every single platform for you, for your brand, for your business. Use it as a tool, an extension of what you're already doing, what you're already trying to promote or establish. It's not something that is there to be used as a crutch. It's something to be used more as a stepping stone, as literally as a tool to chisel away at what you want to make in the end. So don't don't get finessed by these companies telling you what they got to tell you. These fucking announcements that are written.
Read the room.
Like by Chat GPT, my guy. Like they're putting in PR announcement in Chat GPT just to get what they got going. You feel me? So it's like, it's just there's a bigger field out here, and people need to respect it, honestly, because if you don't respect the field, then that's how you end up getting fucked over by it, because this game is not for everybody. You know what I mean? And that's why they call it a game for a reason. And these last couple of years, more than anything, I have really seen the similarities between just the entertainment industries of all kind, no matter what they are. Whether you're an actor, whether you're a musician, no matter what, it all goes down, at the end of the day. And it's just something wild to see.
Another thing too is just, it's like we talked about. That's your name on that. You know what I'm saying? That's your brand. That's all you. That's all your hard work. And you definitely shouldn't be getting robbed of that. But just read what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And again, don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you're a partner, I definitely wouldn't revoke your partnership with them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's smart. I don't think it's smart to revoke the affiliate. I don't think it's smart to pretty much delete everything you've done through through Twitch until they make an actual final decision. You don't know what's going to happen with Kick. Yes, it looks very successful. It looks very promising. It's got all these things going on. But again, Aiden Ross is out doing a whole bunch of wild shit. He owns Kick. He owns a stake in Kick. You know what I'm saying? And like, everybody is already starting to freak out about that. Like, but he's a kid. He's a kid. You just gave a kid a business. You know what I'm saying? So, you really can't take even him into consideration with this at this point, because if you do, this is where they're going to see the true sides of who's who and what's what. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to roll with the punches. Never put your eggs in one basket. Don't make all these rash decisions to do all this stuff when you don't even know what's going on, when you don't even know what's happening. You just are going by what Twitter is saying. You're going by what Facebook is saying. Social media is literally controlling what you do and how you do it, and it's running your life, and you can't allow that to happen. If you're going to switch to Kick because you genuinely enjoy the platform. Switch to Kick because you genuinely enjoy being a content creator and a streamer, and you don't want to get robbed of 50-50 splits and things like that. But don't bind yourself either, because we don't know what's going on over there. Kick's money could be illegal. How we know? You know what I mean? You just don't know. You just don't know. So don't get caught in the vortex of all these things that are going on social media, and then you're in a pickle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll tell you right now, if Kick was to go down or something was to happen, I wouldn't go back to Twitch, but I definitely would start my transition to YouTube. That's why a lot of content creators already create content on YouTube, because Twitch doesn't have a place for shorts or anything like that. I mean, YouTube is basically set up for your success as a content creator. How you use it is up
it's
to
a
you.
one-stop shop for sure. It's a one-stop
How you
shop when
use
it
it
comes
is
to
up to you.
YouTube.
But if you stream on multiple platforms, by any means.
Facts. Facebook definitely doesn't have a foot in this race, unfortunately. Facebook needs to just become meta streaming or whatever, and then just kind of change the game in that way. But unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen. But to continue with our conversation and kind of zoom in on Kick a little bit more. Is Kick is actually trying to introduce an hourly wage to their platform for their creators. This would have to, of course, under stipulations. You would have to have your face on stream. I believe you would have to be awake as well. So if you're doing like a subathon and you're asleep, you wouldn't be able to get paid for that hourly wage. Is either I believe it's either like, I can't remember the actual rate that they were going for right off the top of my head.
So there was a lot of things going around saying that it was going to be $16 an hour. There was a lot of things going around of it
16
could be
to 19 or something
a
like that.
maximum, a minimum, and that the hours were going to be capped at 100 hours. There's just a lot of stuff being thrown around, but from what I've heard is that none of it is actually confirmed. It's still kind of an idea. It's on the table. It's something that they really do want to accomplish. But again,
yeah,
like
I believe that's what Trainwreck told Aiden Ross, if I'm not mistaken, on stream. Because Trainwreck is one of the owners, and then Aiden Ross is the other owner, basically. And I believe they were talking, and Aiden asked Trainwreck, well, what's coming to Kick soon? And then he was saying hourly wages. And then I believe Ghost Salsa put this tweet out right here. Another reason to switch from Twitch to Kick, $16 an hour paid by Kick per week. That's more than minimum wage. And then just to kind of zoom in on it, a rate of $16 per hour to be paid by Kick to talent on a weekly basis. Paid hours are only counted if talent is visible on stream, awake, and engaging with chat and community to ensure only quality streams are delivered. And then 95% of all subscriptions to be earned by talent. So this wouldn't affect anything that they have going on when it comes to their subscriptions. Nothing that they have to, like you would still get that 95.5 rate that they have established right now, but you would also get that $16 an hour, paid to you on a weekly basis. This is something that I believe is very, very, very ambitious coming from Kick. Not sure how this even, like, how do you even
construct this type of deal?
No, how do you enforce these things that they're saying? Are they going to be watching every stream make sure that people are not asleep, or how does that work? Like, how do you know what they're doing? Are they going to be monitoring streams to make sure that people aren't just putting something on a replay? I could freaking go live and just play Marvel Bros shit on my channel on Kick. Then you know what I mean. If that's the case, and just different things like that. So,
I think again, there's going to be an hourly cap rate. I highly doubt that it'll be 100 hours capped. I think it'll be less than that. It'll probably be like minimum part-time hours instead. Like, maybe you might be able to do like 36 hours a week, but I highly doubt that it's going to start at 100 hours. And it's only going to go for people that pull a certain concurrent viewership. They're not going to just give it to
every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Yeah.
Right. They're not just going to give it to me. They're not just going to just be handing this out. And again, these are things that are very tough to accomplish as a content creator. It's very tough to average even just 20 viewers. It's very tough. Very, very tough. It's not easy. So if you cannot commit to how tough it is to be a content creator, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. And again, from what I've heard, is that this is not something that's solidified fully. This is just something that's on the table right now, something that they're trying to work out and figure out how they can get the kinks worked out like that. Because exactly what you just said, how the hell are they going to know if I throw up a pre-recorded live stream and just hit the go live button and throw that up there, and I'm just back there chilling, collecting money, watching Hunter x Hunter on Netflix and eating popcorn, looking at the comments, maybe typing in chat myself. You know what I mean? Because chat's trying to figure out why I'm not responding to what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? So it's just things like that they definitely are going to have to try to figure out how to work out the bugs with. And I believe that they will. I believe that Kick is on the rise of changing the game of when it comes to content creators and how streamers are and streamers do. But at the same time, this is going to weed out a lot of people and run them back to Twitch.
Yeah, that's very true. It's very interesting thing that they're bringing forth. You know what I mean? It's very possible that it's very possible that Kick comes through with this $16 an hour for streamers and stuff, and that would be really insane. But like Devito said, it makes a lot of sense that this isn't going to be for every Tom, Dick, and Harry. This is probably not something that's even going to be for affiliates. I would think that you would probably need to be partnered on the stream on Kick in order to really get this.
So you would really be looking
rate.
At like a
but
like
at
a
the same time, even if you are partnered on the platform, you probably don't really need that hourly rate the same. So I don't know how they're going to really put that out there. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I'm not saying that they don't need it. I mean, of course, everyone needs money. Like, it's not like no one doesn't need anything. But
maybe it will be for affiliates. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off, but maybe it will be for affiliates, and maybe it's for affiliates that don't have a certain sub average. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe if you don't have 100 subs a month, maybe they will offer that to you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it won't be offered to bigger streamers or creators. Maybe it will be offered to the little guys. You know what I mean? Or the Tom, Dicks, and Harrys, so to speak. But again, is it going to be enough to pay rent next month? You know what I mean? Like,
it's just gonna be very interesting to see where this goes and what like for real, because you got, on one hand, you have Twitch literally being like, hey, we don't really give a crap about any of you guys, and then you have Kick over here being like, oh, we care so much about both you guys. It kind of feels like we are the children in a divorce that's happening, and we're forced to pick a side of what parent we want to live with for the rest of our lives. But it just seems like at the same time, it seems knowing that Twitch and Amazon own the servers that Kick is literally depending on in order to exist, it definitely leaves things up for even more. Like, well, what does that really mean then? Like, does Twitch really doesn't give a fuck then? Like, they don't have to, because now Kick is the platform that can be for all of those other things, and Twitch can now be this other platform that is actually trying to be more of a Netflix type of service, as we've talked about. And it's very obvious from the new feature that Kick that Twitch has, and it's like, I can't think of what it's called. What's it called, bro? It's like Twitch
Turbo.
Twitch Turbo, to where you pay $12 a month and you don't get ads from any streamers or anything like that. Like, this just yet another thing that Twitch is implementing to get the money themselves, instead of giving incentives to the creators on the platform to get that money instead. So there's just thing after thing that Twitch is doing in order to build a further wedge between the creator and the platform. And it's pretty unfortunate, and it seems like, honestly, they're making it harder where Twitch is trying to, or Kick is trying to make it easier. So, like we said, we might be, once again, we may not even know what Twitch is 5 years from now. It may not be anything like the platform that we have today, and it may turn into something completely different.
Might just turn into Turbo, and it's just a subscription to Turbo.
Or Turbo just might be the new normal thing, to where there is no Twitch without Turbo. You can't even access Twitch and watch anybody without even paying for Twitch in some form. There may never be a free Twitch type of thing again. You can't watch Netflix for free. You got to pay for it. even to get the ads, so they might even try to implement some shit like that to where you got to pay $5 a month just to watch. So you got to sub to Twitch to watch Twitch with ads, and then you got to sub to the streamer. Like, bruh, yeah, like there's just, it seems like they're just kind of going crazy with everything over there. And I hope that I don't wish any bad things on anybody. I haven't streamed on Twitch in a fat minute, but I've been streaming on YouTube for a fat minute. I've streamed on nearly every platform that there is at this point, except for Kick. So I haven't really seen. I don't have, I don't have a foot in the race like that. I don't have a foot in the race because I'm good on YouTube. YouTube doesn't treat me like a redheaded stepchild. YouTube does me right. You feel me? You what for real? You know what I mean? Like YouTube treats me right.
I definitely agree, though. I definitely think that YouTube is the place for everyone. I just feel like YouTube hasn't been given an opportunity like they give Twitch or like they give Kick, because again, it's the social media thing. It's the everyone else is doing it, so I'm gonna do it too. We've watched Kick grow from a baby to where it is now. We even believe that it was a different name before it got to be where it is, because we've seen a lot of promises from streaming services before on Twitter. What
did you say?
I said we also had a conversation of that we believe that it wasn't even called Kick before. We believe it was called something else that we also watched happen right before our eyes, kind of just unfold.
Yeah.
And then we watched Kick be born. We literally were on it the day that it launched. Then we finally created our accounts, I think like 2 or 3 days after. We seen a lot of our people that we associate with creating accounts, and was like, if this pops off, you know where to find me. You know what I mean? It's just things like that kind of attract the tourist to be all in one place. And that's right now the staple of Kick is it's good tourism. They are marketing themselves very well. They have huge sponsors under their name right now. And they have their name on huge sponsors. So it comes down to money, and that's what it'll always come down to. It is money and competition, and that's just it. And now Kick it looks like they have a lead, but I'm gonna just be honest. YouTube is the place to be.
Facts. And that's where y'all can find me. You can find me on YouTube doing Marvel Bros, probably for the foreseeable future. I might even become a full-time YouTube Marvel Bros guy and not do any other stuff anymore. That's kind of the vibe that I've been kind of thinking, because, it's Twitch and all that other shit. It's a lot going on over there. It's just, man,
I don't even. Space is definitely wild.
The gaming space is insane, bro. There's something going on every other day. There's a shitload of toxicity that's going on within every single comm right now. Every single game is literally losing sight on what it means to be that game. We're seeing just like, I don't want to say we're seeing the death of gaming, but we're seeing the death of an era when it comes to gaming for sure. And we've been seeing that it's kind of been like we're seeing the life almost get squeezed out of an era of gaming that just will not exist anymore beyond 2023. Honestly, like once that deal, especially once the Microsoft deal goes through, like that really will be like the turn. Like it is a new era once that happens. Like we are not in the same year. You know how it went from like BC to CE and all that type of shit. Like that's what's about to happen right now. Like we are in BC right now and we don't even know it. And then we're gonna look back 10 years from now and be like, holy shit, we were literally in the before times. You feel me? Like we were there before.
I mean, we were already in the before times.
Exactly.
We were in the before times of mumble rap. Like, right. I mean, we were in the before times before the times. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's gonna be wild to see where gaming goes from here, man. You know, is because it's going somewhere for sure. It's going somewhere, you know. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, man. And finally, before we get up out of here, because you know if you guys don't know, our community night is actually going on right now. If you guys are part of our Discord, commenced. If you are part of our Discord, you will be able to, you know, join in and have some fun with us. I think we're in the. I think it's open to everyone, if I'm not mistaken. You guys jump in the Discord. We're playing Fall Guys today. Actually, I think some of the guys are already in the court, already having a good old time playing the game. I know SimBaH is streaming right now as well, so definitely tap in with all of that type of tap in with us there because we will be doing that's where we will be after this. You know, that's where we're going to be jumping into. Check out the Lazy Goat to find all of our streamers on there for sure. And then we're going to get into this last thing, and this last thing is Nickmercs Operator has been removed by Call of Duty after his extremely controversial remarks that he had said. So we are not going to really touch on any of those type of things that he said or give our like we're not going to touch any of that really. We're just going to kind of stay more in the field of the operator being removed. We'll watch a video from Jake Lucky, and he'll talk about the controversial comments and things along the lines of that. But as for us, we're not going to really speak on anything that has gone on or anything like that because we just don't want to touch any of those things at all. Just to be very clear. But Nickmercs has
that is not my problem.
Exactly. There was some backlash that happened. The comments that he made, he came out, cleared up some of those comments, and then Call of Duty removed the bundle, and then Dr. Disrespect also deleted the game of Call of Duty and said he's basically never going to play it again unless they apologize to Nickmercs and or add the creator bundle back into the game. And then a lot of people were also saying they weren't sure if the operator was removed from the game indefinitely or only for the month of June because it is Pride Month. So let's see what the whole situation is going on. And yeah.
Nickmercs has officially responded to backlash he was given from several community figures in the gaming and esports space, as well as the Apex Legends space. A lot of people speaking up around the comments he made of an LGBT post around protests going on outside of a school. This school apparently just announcing that they were going to acknowledge the month of June as Pride Month. Nickmercs responding to a post by Puckett saying they should leave the children alone. That's the real truth of this, to which a lot of people gave him responses. We broke all of that down in yesterday's video if you guys want to check it out. There were a lot of people that supported Nick in this, and still too we see a huge divide in the responses, which has brought out again, the reason why I don't really cover this stuff usually, and all this politics stuff, is it gets really ugly really fast. But also a lot of community members and gaming members and esports figureheads out there responding to Nick to be a bit more careful when he says these kind of things publicly, to which Nick has now responded and says he will not be apologizing for what he said because he doesn't believe it was wrong. He also does clarify, though, that it was not his intention to piss everyone off. He had seen these parents brawling in the streets and it pissed him off, which is why he tweeted that in response, and says that he actually just wants to have those conversations with his kid, between him and his wife. They want to be the ones that have that conversation with their own kid. But here's him saying it in full.
Shit. Get some SR, some RP, some 30 wins. Keep it fucking moving, man. All right. I'll say this. I saw a tweet, and I didn't like what I was seeing, man. Okay? I saw parents brawling in front of a fucking school with kids. I just didn't fucking like it. You know, I'm sure a lot of you guys can understand how that video would piss some people off. It pissed me off. Okay. Now, I mean, full transparency. You know, I like. I put this. I'm gonna be very, very careful here. I don't want to piss anybody off. I'm making a lot of people mad. Wasn't my intention. I mean, listen, my wife and I just had a baby. Brand new father. You know, we seen these kinds of videos. It's sad, you know. But her and I agree that we want to be the ones to talk to our kid about things like that. I'm trying to keep it really simple, just so we don't have to get too crazy about it, because there's nothing to get crazy about. It's just it really is that simple. I think I just have a bigger perspective on this now, being a parent, than I did maybe 2 months ago. So, you know, the video bothered me, right? And that's I just don't think it's any place for a teacher or a school. I don't think it's the place to speak about things like that. And it's not that I think that it shouldn't be spoken about. If that's what you got from that tweet, then you're just wrong. You're just wrong. I don't have any quarrel with anybody in here. I don't have any quarrel with people on the internet. It wasn't an anti, I guess, gay tweet. That wasn't what it was. Now listen, if you have issues with me or if you have issues with that tweet, then hey, listen, I'm down to agree to disagree. That's fine. We can agree to disagree. But if you think that I hate you because you're a certain way, you just couldn't be any more wrong. That's not the truth. I've said things in my past. I've done things in my past. We all have. Okay? People grow. People get better. It's part of life, man. Okay? And I've grown a lot as a human being on planet. I'm sure we all have. Okay? I do not feel that way. I just simply feel that I want to be the one and my wife wants to be the one to speak with our child about stuff like that. And that was the tweet. That was the tweet. You can take the tweet if you want and you can spin it, flip it, flop it, quote tweet it. You can put 10 paragraphs on top of it. You can do whatever you want to it to make you feel better if that's what you want to do. But that was the tweet. Okay? So if you came here to hear that, I hope you feel a little better about it. I didn't mean to upset anybody. I know that I did. I'm not apologizing about the tweet because I don't feel like it's wrong. I'm going to stand by what I said. I'm not going to delete the tweet. You know, I just want to make sure everybody understands exactly the point I was trying to make by tweeting my response. You know, and I do want to apologize to Puckett though. I feel like I might have brought a little bit of shit his way, man. I didn't mean to do that, but like I'm saying, man, I look down at that little homie in the other room in there, bro. It's my whole world now. You know, it's a different perspective. I know a lot of you guys know it firsthand, but for those that don't, it's a different perspective.
And there's been a lot of heated comments on both sides of this. Just a lot of people really going at it and very divisive comments. It's just a very tough situation to try and talk through as well and step around because everyone's, some people are scared to say something, some people aren't. I think at the end of the day that a lot of people will not be satisfied with Nickmercs' response. And there's a lot more to this discussion than just a YouTube video could actually properly break down. And you do got to be careful what you say and the audience that you have behind you. But at the end of the day, it is Nick choosing to not apologize for this and kind of just standing behind what he had said. And so too, I imagine the figureheads that spoke out against him are also going to stand their ground on the potential dangers of what he said publicly. And that's that.
That's facts.
A whole hubbub of a situation, seriously. So till next time, take care of yourselves, all right?
Damn.
Yeah, man. I think that it puts
a lot of pressure on everyone.
Yes, I agree. And I feel like, once again, kind of like what I said earlier, this is kind of one of those moments yet again of we are on the side of having to choose between mom and dad and who's right and who's wrong. And like Jake said, bro, I think the conversation is a lot bigger than just that. So I don't know how anything like this issue could ever be talked about properly if everyone is on landmines about if there are landmines around the topic. That's basically it. You know what I mean? How do you properly discuss, how do you properly get to a topic when there are landmines around it? There, you really don't. And that's why we're taking the stance of just kind of informing you guys on the situation, letting you know what's going on, and giving our opinion on, man, when you're in this creator, entertainer, any type of space, I don't want to, I feel like when the whole shut up and dribble thing happened, it caused a lot of entertainers of all kind to go out of their way to start giving their opinions on things because, it was like, shut up and dribble. And it's like, what the hell? Hell no, I'm not just a person that just plays basketball. I'm not a person that just streams. I'm not just a creator. I'm a person that actually has an opinion about things, and my opinion should matter and be valued. And I agree with that 150,000%. But when you're at this level of having influence over other people and what they may do or may not do, it is very difficult to always try and give your opinion just off of first thought. You know what I mean? You can literally tell that Nickmercs did not put 1 ounce of thought into what he said going somewhere else. He did not even put it into consideration that what he said can be taken out of context or misconstrued. But when you are in this space, whether you are a huge gamer or not a huge gamer, or a huge creator or not a huge creator, you need to be very, very selective on the things that you say and the things that you do, because backlash, blowback, all of these things are things that exist, and they exist for a reason. It's because other people have done and said and reacted to different shit, because he even said it in his not apology video, right? I saw it made me mad, and what he did next was react to that feeling that he had. And you gotta see and you gotta think before you react. You don't react, you make a decision. It's a very big difference of things that you need to do there. And I believe that, yes, everybody may be like, some people may be taking the things that he said out of context, but I also believe that they had every right to take the things that he said out of context, because he didn't provide any context with what he said. He kind of just made a general blanket statement. And when you make a general blanket statement, you get blanketed and you get generalized. So you gotta be very careful, and you gotta be very, once again, selective in the things that you choose to do, and the things that you choose to say, and the things that you choose to talk about, and the words that you use to represent you. Because at the end of the day, that's what everybody looks at, is the things you've done, not just the things you said. But they go and look at the things that you've said too. You know what I mean? They look at everything. So you got to make sure that you're always putting your best foot forward. And this is a bad case of what happens when you don't. That's that. But
I would say that
oh,
I would say that this is very game changing for them to remove a COD skin out of the game, or any kind of content creator or anything like that. Like, did they remove him entirely out of the game? Are they going to refund back the money that people spent for this operator? What is the mission behind taking him out of the game for this, and why? Like, I mean, I understand why, but why? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like it's just one of those things. Like, like you said, it's kind of like we're being forced between mom and dad of like, who's gonna choose to play the game, who's gonna choose to buy the game, who's gonna choose to invest in it, and who's gonna do this and who's gonna do that. And you're diversifying the world by trying to make people choose to be on the side of right. And that's all anyone wants. That's all they want. That's all people want. That's the validation. Is, am I on the side of right? That's the argument. You know what I mean? Like, is this wrong and is this right? And in reality, like, there's no end to that. There's no end to that. You know what I mean? Right. And it kind of sucks, but at the end of the day, again, this changes a lot within the gaming space. This has a very high impact within the gaming space on this caliber because Nickmercs doesn't even fucking play Call of Duty.
Exactly.
So I don't understand. He didn't blow up off of Call of Duty.
I'd beg to differ. Like, he definitely
even agree.
He definitely blew up off of Warzone 1 for sure. Like, that's how a lot of people found out about him and Tim the Tapman. 100%.
He blew up playing. He blew up playing battle royales. He was a Fortnite guy.
Fortnite.
Loved battle royales. Sure. He plays them all. He's into Apex. You know what I'm saying? Call of Duty was a free to play Warzone. Like, how can you pass on that opportunity? You know what I mean? Yeah. But like, in generality of the situation, the man doesn't play COD like that. Anymore. At least on stream.
I would say anymore. He doesn't play COD like that anymore. Because
I just want to know,
he
like,
definitely was playing COD a lot. Like, that's all he was. Like, they were playing Warzone every day. Like, they stopped playing Fortnite and were only playing Warzone for a very long time. Even before Dr. Disrespect got banned off of Twitch, they were all playing together and doing all that type of stuff. But then everyone kind of went their separate ways with like Modern Warfare 2, really. Like, that's when Nick went to start streaming way more of Apex. Some people went back to Fortnite. Tim stayed on Warzone and stuff like that, so I think it's just it's a big discussion, and I think Dr. Disrespect said something about this too. This is another little short video that we can check out coming from Doc, because he was kind of talking about the same things that Vito was just kind of saying. How does this affect the gaming space? Like, it was already a huge thing on the gaming space in the first place because it was a streamer creator getting a skin in a game in Call of Duty. And I think that was like the first time that had happened for a streamer creator type of person. And that was a huge feat for him and Tim the Tapman. So we just got to kind of see.
What is up, all you people? Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, it's been a pretty big week around here. We have a lot of videos going up covering this situation, and I'm sure a lot of you are already well aware of the Nickmercs situation and his responses and a lot of the community feedback. People on both sides of this. Well, Doc has already announced his side, as he has now backed Nickmercs in this discussion and not just called out Call of Duty PR on Twitter, which we've already talked about, but even more so has gone on a rant against Call of Duty and supporting Nickmercs, going on to say, and we'll break this up in a couple of clips, but Nickmercs is one of us, is what Doc has said, putting a lot of work to actually get his skin in the game, but it didn't stop there.
I mean, he's one of us. He's one of us streamers, right? I mean, to get your own skin,
it's so hard to take this dude serious.
And that whole collaboration on the biggest
I cannot with
shooter
the goddamn
franchise
Stranger
out there
Things music
and be one of the first to do it in Call of Duty. That's such a massive accomplishment.
Why is he laughing?
He worked hard, years and years, built a nice community. He's a great representation of a streamer gaming,
As the part of the rant that you guys are probably watching this video for is Doc actually announces that he has uninstalled Call of Duty and will no longer be playing the game unless Call of Duty apologizes to Nickmercs or reinstates his bundle in the game.
So what I got to do? What we got to do is uninstall the game. Number one. I mean, don't get a mistaken. This year's Call of Duty is the worst in its franchise. But that decision by COD's PR marketing team, I'll tell you right now, man. That's a tough one. That's a tough one to digest for the two-time. I feel like, A, they either need to apologize publicly to him or reinstate his bundle in order for me to consider playing Call of Duty again. That's where I'm at. We just don't... That's a tough one. That's embarrassing. Holy shit. That's an embarrassing one, man.
Doc later went on to say that he doesn't talk politics. It's a much longer rant. If you guys want to go check it out, we'll probably be covering that in a couple of days here. It's been a busy last couple of days trying to keep up with everything, and there's just been so much going on, even just in the past 24 hours alone with all of the Twitch stuff. You could throw the Aiden stuff in there, now Nickmercs, and of course Dr. Disrespect. It's been a busy last couple of days, so just want to quickly say, throughout all of this, we really do appreciate all of you guys being here, everyone who's been leaving comments, who's been subscribing. It's been a hectic last couple of days.
Man, boy. So there you have it. You know what I mean? Doc's stance on the situation. And Doc's really not even, I mean, he's on the side of Nickmercs, but he's really not backing the things that Nickmercs said. He's more just saying, like, hey, Brett, they shouldn't have did shit about this within the game. Like, the comments that he made had nothing to do with his skin in the game. And, you know, we'll see what happens, yo. I think they even removed Nickmercs from the Season 4 announcement trailer that they showed at Summer Game Fest, because we only saw Tim the Tapman in that trailer. We didn't see Nickmercs in that trailer. So it's definitely interesting if like what kind of stance they're going to be taking, what they're going to be doing in the future, what decisions they're going to make with that, you know, like all of those things I'm really interested in.
Yeah. I don't know. It's all a crazy thing. It definitely is. It's definitely a difficult situation. Like I said, I'm gonna say it again. This puts a lot of pressure on the world. This puts a lot of pressure on everyone. Like, I mean, it just is. It kind of sucks. But at the end of the day, how do you know how to go through it if you don't go through it?
Facts. That's very true. That is very true. So that will bring us to an end today when it comes to what we have to do here with GV. We appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here with us and talking and you know, just talking about all of these companies and everything just kind of crashing and burning around us, and us just kind of sitting here and looking around and trying to see what the hell is gonna rise out of the ashes. It really better be one hell of a phoenix, no cap. Like, we better get one hell of a phoenix coming out these ashes.
I don't know. It's a big blaze, man. This shit is on fire right now. Everything is on fire, and it just keeps getting hotter and hotter. It doesn't seem like it's cooling off anytime soon. But we'll see.
Yeah, that's all we can do is see what's gonna happen next, man. Because at this rate, we may not even have any half of the companies that we know right now in the future. Like, just to be honest, like they may go completely haywire. But with all that being said, you know, we definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you follow us on social media. You see our names, you see our @. Follow the org on social media at VaiN Esports org to stay up to date with all the stuff that's going on there, which we got a lot of stuff going on there. We're about to get into our community night, so definitely tune in, follow the Twitter, follow all of the things, and we definitely appreciate all of you guys for tuning in on this week's episode of GamerVision. Visa.
to GamerVision.
We cover topics related to content creation,
Gaming communities, streaming,
new releases of games, and much, much more.